if you were to start an online business today, how and where would you get started? Before we go into the answer, sorry, is in regards to guys, the questions you're pushing in, we would definitely try to answer as many as possible at the end of the webinar and the talk. So please stick around and we will endeavor to answer all the questions. And as for the polls, please answer as and when we throw them. It'll be great to get your perspectives over there too. So regards to then, if you were to start an online business today, how and where would you get started? Let's start with Mike.
So I'd have to say, I've got to say eBay. For me, I've never used Amazon as a seller, so I can't really comment on Amazon. But I think for simplicity and having the traffic and the audience, I think eBay is definitely the way to go. But I suppose it depends on what products you're selling and what you want to do. But I've found plenty of success through eBay, and then I'd say you could, depending on what you're selling. So if it's clothes or something, you move on to Depop or Facebook Marketplace or something like that. But I think one thing I would say, and one thing I've learned, is not to rely on one platform. And even when you found that platform that you think is the one for you, keep looking for other platforms as well, because you never know when that tap will get turned off. And diversifying your business and make sure you've got multiple revenue streams, because I've been in the position before where we thought potentially we could lose eBay, not for any fault of our own, but you just never know. And I've heard stories. I say I'm no expert with Amazon, but I've heard horror stories where people have sold products on Amazon and then Amazon have just turned that tap off, and you can't sell that product anymore, and people have relied on single products. So I would say diversify your business and find a simple platform to start with, but then don't get complacent with that platform and look at other platforms to sell on as well.
Yeah, makes sense. I think key being diversifying there, definitely, because what works for one product may not work for another, and just keeping and naturally everyone will have their preference as to what's the right platform product that will work in different scenarios. So yeah, thanks Mike for sharing that. And Dan, if you can go next in regards to if you were to start an online business today, where would you get started?
For sure. Actually, I wanted to jump off of what Mike was saying there. Last year, I had one of my best-selling products got on Amazon, got a trademark infringement, which, in my opinion, was a little bit like sketchy, but you don't really have a say in a lot of these cases. Amazon will they cut the head off the snake, really quickly, because that protects them. And so all of these products, it was like 6,000 units, had to be removed. We lost that listing, and the brand or this emblem had to be changed on every single unit before it could, be sent back in with a new listing. So just losing the listing was a huge deal. And so I like what Mike said there and I would add to that, not only diversify, but really practice like risk management. Look into these things. I thought I knew these things well, like trademarking, even copyright. You have to be an expert at different parts of your business before you have people running those sections. So it's just risk management. But back to your question, Gul, on starting again. So I would have to mention two things here. The first is, if you are very okay being in the public eye, perhaps you love video, perhaps you have something you really can teach others that others want to learn, I would say YouTube is a very, very fun business model that you can build on and enjoy forever almost. It's a very cool platform. But second is, of course, with private label. That's where I would focus, just from what I've seen or what I know. And I would focus on private label in different ways. So the first thing is I would focus on the US market before Europe. That's what I would do. And I did it in reverse. I did Europe, then US. But if you think about when you create a product and a listing, there's a lot of energy and money going into that. So what does that single thing produce for you? And a US product generally can produce a far higher sales revenue. It can produce more sales. And so that would be the first thing for me. I'd focus on higher price products, because if you sell a $20 pair of headphones or a $120 pair of headphones, they have the same fulfillment fee. So this way you leverage fixed costs and your profit really goes up. And then I would order less. Like I said before, don't over order before you've proven that idea. Once you've proved it, you can really move up. Focus on images, because in this world, people aren't touching it, smelling it, tasting it. It's the images. They have to be better than your product. And then I would be more aggressive with PPC. Don't be scared of running ads to rank, because once you rank, you can pull back on the ads and then you have those full profit sales. So that would be the other thing, is kind of when you kind of medium on that, you end up spending a lot more. But those are just a couple of things that I would definitely do differently.
Yeah, it makes sense. I suppose I think in this scenario, it's always good to learn and see where the opportunity is. And as you mentioned, US proved to be a lot more successful, huge marketplace, and has a lot of opportunity and challenges. But yeah, it's a lot more opportunity, I suppose. But it's then kind of figuring out the right product. And then in regards to the Amazon copyright infringement, that definitely must not have been a nice experience. But that I've heard stories like that as well in the past, which can be quite annoying and hard to take. But I suppose again, it's not using that as a means to get too despondent and still adapting and finding ways, right?
Well, I suppose, Gul, I suppose that's one advantage of the UK and Europe. There's far less, litigation, and that's a huge thing in the US. And they're very, very stern. Like you can offer them a whole thing, a strategy which will remove the infringement, and they're just really strict. So just be careful of that with
Sure.
any marks on your products.
Yeah, no, well said. And then Zain, if you can go next.
So what do I have to do if I start from zero? That's a really good question. The first thing I will do is start, because I know a lot of people who will think about it, who will decide to run a business. They're just going to think, okay, am I too late to start selling online? Or how much money do I need? Or I don't know about the products, or I don't know this, I don't know that. We have a Shimmy, we have a Mike, we have a Dan, we have a Gul here. Some of us have a YouTube channels, and I can guarantee you 99% of the information that you're going to need, you're going to find it freely from these guys' channel, like absolutely free. So your excuse of not knowing something, I don't really accept it. Then the other thing is, like, if you are starting today and if you think, am I too late to start selling online? And I can tell you, like, when the Jeff Bezos probably started and the fifth Amazon seller, when there was probably only 5 people selling on Amazon, the sixth one came in the market and he probably said, no, I am too late because 5 people are already selling on Amazon. And, I mean, people are always going to talk about that. So don't worry about it. The only thing you have to think about, like, how many times your parents used to buy from online, how many times you buy online, and how many times you think your kids are going to buy online. Because leave the stats and statistics and everything. It's just a common sense. The sale for e-commerce is going to go up and up and up. So the first thing I'm going to do is just going to start. Like, don't listen to all negativity or anything. And if you don't know what to do, then you will have to spend a little bit of time learning how this whole process works. And it's not a rocket science. All you have to think about, okay, if Dan can do it, if Mike can do it, if Shimmy can do it, if Gul can do it, like, why I can't do it as well? And the biggest thing which I didn't had, which a lot of you guys mentioned as well, when I started, there wasn't much information on a YouTube or Google that you could just simply Google it, read it on a forum, or just fix the problem that you are facing. The biggest things that you can learn from other people's mistakes and don't do those things again. And in terms of selling a products, what products I start with, the first thing you have to really see, what do you really personally know? Not what makes a lot of money. Like it's a different thing, because it's going to be really hard for you to understand the audience once you are going into a product where you don't know who those people are and why they are buying these products as well. So I always think about don't always try to find the products to sell it to your customers. Always, on the top of my head, I lost those quote. It's a quote where they say, "Don't find the customers for your product. Find the products for your customers." So understand who you want to sell it to first, and then try to target those particular people. In my case, I understand mobile phone and accessories market really, really well. So I don't personally struggle a lot to find the products to sell to those people, because I understand those audience. So that's, I would say, this is how I will start, and I will just start. That's all from me. So the Gul, I think he's having some kind of glitch. He will be back. Shimmy, if you can go next. Yeah, Gul is back. Gul,
My Wi-Fi
I was-
just dropped
I
out
was-
for a second.
I was taking over your job.
Thank you,
I
Zain.
love you there.
Yeah, no, I think I got only the last 5 seconds. 10 seconds I missed.
Was it too boring?
No, it's
Things I was
amazing.
doing?
Ultimately, my Wi-Fi is not controlled by me,
No, you
and
just decided to leave. I mean, I got really offended, to be honest.
not at all. It's
Okay.
my pleasure to be here with all you guys, and it's for me
Okay.
an honor, because you guys are all very inspiring, and
Okay.
definitely something that I've been quite excited about to get involved in. But yeah, I suppose ultimately, as you mentioned, getting started, the level of resource that's available today, it's always going to get more competitive. It's always going to get more saturated. That's business and that's life. So that doesn't mean, not to get started. It's ultimately an individual's choice. And especially with a few things you guys shared before, is no one's had it simple and easy to get going, and it takes time. Great. And then, yeah, Shimmy, if you can go next. Thanks.
I would say, was the original question 2 businesses to start now? Like,
what would you do differently? Sorry, if you were just starting on Amazon today, where would you get started?
Okay. Well, firstly, I wouldn't do Amazon. I love Amazon, but I have to agree with what Mike said. Amazon can very much be a massive headache. And when I started, it was like a mild headache. It's kind of become like a migraine now, in terms of their level of support and all of that kind of stuff, and the hoops you have to jump through. Back then, it was like 1 or 2 hoops. Now it's 30 hoops. So if I'm being honest, I would say, well, firstly, to anyone who wants to start now, do something that you're going to enjoy. Don't chase the money, because at the end of the day, you're gonna stop enjoying it. The money's gonna become constant, and you're gonna just feel like this is a waste of time, right? Do something that you're going to enjoy. And the second thing is, so I would say, if I had to decide to start over or, start from nothing, I would have gone straight into YouTube. I absolutely love YouTube. It is just so much fun. I love creating videos, all that kind of stuff. It's amazing. Not just the teaching and the business side of YouTube, but I also have a tech channel that I like as well. I just like making videos. As well as that, I would say affiliate marketing. I know no one has said affiliate marketing, but I think with YouTube, it's coupled with affiliate marketing, and that is one of the best ways to monetize a YouTube channel. So if you are going to go with YouTube, again, don't go to YouTube thinking, oh, it's going to make me rich and look at all the people making a lot of money from it, because you will be very disappointed. Go with YouTube because you enjoy being on camera, or you like looking at yourself. I don't know, or you want to teach, you want to share a message, you want to create content, you want to create videos. Maybe if you want to write, I would say go and do a blog. But most of these kind of creative paths are coupled with affiliate marketing, and affiliate marketing can be quite good in terms of making money and stuff. And then again, if you do want a physical product business, then yes, Amazon is there. I agree with Mike. I love eBay. I've been selling on eBay for years as well. eBay is great. A lot less hoops to jump through. You just feel like you're more in control, and you're not constantly in a battle with eBay. If anything, you'd be more in a battle with PayPal, but they've kind of got a bit better now. So if you do want to start a physical business, I would say eBay, Amazon, or potentially even kind of starting from scratch and creating like a Shopify store with a unique product that you can drop ship. But I don't regret, having an Amazon business. I liked having an Amazon business, and I probably would also, do the Amazon business again, just because, it's done really well. It's made a lot of money. It's just been great for me. It's kind of kick-started everything else. But I certainly would have started YouTube a lot sooner, affiliate marketing a lot sooner. And yeah, that's what I would say, especially now in 2021, where not that it's oversaturated, because I don't think it is. There's plenty of room for everyone. There's billions of people on the planet to buy our products, so there's not really a problem there. It's just in terms of what you enjoy, really. And like for me, I enjoy YouTube. I enjoy affiliate marketing. That's what I would recommend that.
Brilliant. Thanks a lot for sharing that, Shimmy, and all the various options that you mentioned. And I think, guys, the key is there's various ways to sell online. As everyone's just mentioned, it's just being knowledgeable about what you want and where the audience is and what product is right for the relevant audience and the relevant platform. So there's gonna constantly be more and more opportunities, especially in the e-commerce space.